Hello, 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 and welcome back to Tea and Twits, just two girls talking about stuff that we care about. It's the quarantine edition
Oh
of our
God.
podcast. This
Uh,
quarantine has been killing me.
yeah, same. I think it's killing me in different ways because I'm still considered essential, so I still leave my house,
Yeah.
but it's still annoying.
Yeah, I even though I work from home, I'm like, I
You're
just want to
dying.
go outside and not have to wear
Oh.
a fucking mask.
Yeah, because like for the both of us, we live in hot states. Like it was 95 degrees yesterday and I had to wear a mask.
Yeah, it was 77 here, but no wind. So it was just baking in the sun, and I had to go outside. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's not the funnest. And I think the other thing that is very much fucking irking me about this is everyone is still panic buying.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hey, you can do your regular normal grocery shopping. Do it for a week. That's it. And then you go out next week and do it. Maybe you do it for 2 weeks. We went
Exactly.
to 4 different stores yesterday to find flour.
Yeah, my mom and I had to do the same thing because we went to one grocery store. We were looking for powdered sugar for breakfast for Sunday, and the first store that we went to was completely out of powdered sugar, out of flour, and had like little things of sugar, like regular granulated sugar left. And it's like, you've never, most people never, wanted to take up baking, but now that they're stuck at home, everyone's like, I'm gonna bake.
It irks me so much as someone who bakes weekly. We normally
Mm,
have so much flour in the house, so much sugar, so much everything. We're like running low. Like we have maybe enough flour to do the bread that I was gonna make. And then that's maybe it. Mind you, I
oh
had
man.
3 bags of flour. We have not been able to find flour in about 3 weeks.
Oh wow.
Like every time we go to the store, there's no flour. There was at one point, like during that first little bit, where it's like, oh, there's flour. Do we want to get some? It's like, no, we have like 2.5 bags at home. We're fine.
Yeah.
And now we have maybe a half a bag, and I'm like, I'm gonna murder someone. Like I'm physically gonna murder someone because it's like the people who are doing it aren't even using it half the time. So it's just sitting in their pantry forever.
Yeah, they're just stockpiling. Everyone's thinking like this is the apocalypse, and it's like, no, it's not the apocalypse. I mean, there's the pandemic going on, but you don't need to panic buy everything. It's so
It's like
annoying.
people are panic buying meat and this and that and like milk and eggs and bread, and it's like, bitch, that's not how this works. This is
Oh my
not
gosh, so
how this works. Like, the
yeah,
only good thing is I'm in Florida. So some people are treating it like the hurricane shopping. So I'm slightly used to that, but it's like the regular stuff that normally never leaves, like all the baking stuff, a lot of the vegetables, stuff like that. People don't buy that for hurricanes. They're buying it this
right,
time because they know their power is not going to fucking go out.
right.
And then the other thing is, I'm in South Florida. There's so many old people down here. And those are the people who I'm most irked at right now. Those are the people. No, I'm not joking. They're still the ones going out like normal.
Oh yeah.
And like, there's this lady who sits in the stairwell of our building, and she doesn't even live in this building. Her parents live in our building. And I'm like, ma'am, can you leave, please? It's for one, it's creepy just to sit in someone's stairway. And two, you're not supposed to be outside.
Right.
Like you can be, but like by your own house, by your own apartment.
Oh goodness. I have the best story from Walmart
Oh God,
yesterday.
please go.
So my mom and I, Walmart was the second store that we had to go to finally find powdered sugar in whatever form we could find it. So we were checking out, and I was looking around, and I saw this guy, like we were in the self checkout, and this guy come through in the self checkout with just a full cart of milk. There had to be at least 14 to 15 gallons of milk in this guy's cart.
What?
And I just said to my mom, like, turn around, just look behind you. And she looked, she's like, oh my God. I took a picture, I sent it to my dad. I'm like, that is a lot of milk.
Why? Like, first of all, why do you need that much milk? The only way that is acceptable is if he is going directly to a food bank so that they can use that in
Right.
prepping. Like, that is the only way that is acceptable.
Exactly. It's either that or it's like he works for a school and they're doing like, they're handing out
No, no,
lunches or
no, no, no. Because
whatever.
I have experience with that because, like, everyone in my house is essential. So I go to work so people can still get their medications. My mom goes to work now because they're doing the lunch stuff because she works in the cafeteria.
Oh yeah.
So to prepackage meals, everything like that, and then my brother's a death worker. So all three of us are essential, and then on top of that, all three of us, or the two of them, are at a so much bigger risk than I am. Because I thankfully, in my office, it's me, my two bosses, and their two kids, and their one soon-to-be son-in-law. Like, there's the six of us in the house, and we barely, I don't want to say we don't interact with each other, because we do, but we're not close to each other in the sense where it's like, I can feel them looming over me. So it's like,
Right.
we're all on the opposite sides of everything. We see each other occasionally. We all play with the cat, and we all try not to go insane together.
Yeah.
And then they go on walks and shit like that, and I sit at my desk and I do my job, and then I watch YouTube. I'm not joking. Like, my one boss came in yesterday for my timesheet. I'm like, oh, here you go. I was about ready to bring this in to you. He's like, oh, what are you watching? Because I was watching, like, an Achievement Hunter video, I think. Like, an old, like, Crimmy's
Nice.
video.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm just watching someone play a game. He's like, okay, cool. Like, not phased, nothing. Because I still do all my work, so he gives zero fucks. And it's the most hilarious thing for me because I'm like, any other job, I would get fired in a fucking heartbeat, man.
Yeah, I'm thankful that my job is kind of like that because like I'll watch movies during the day. I've started watching Achievement Hunter while they've been like live streaming in the
Oh, yeah.
afternoons, and I'll just put that on and just watch them and while I'm doing my work. And my boss is like, as long as you're pulling numbers, that's fine. Like I give zero fucks. I'm like,
Good,
good.
because you had no
As long as we
choice.
understand each other. Yeah, exactly. You have no choice. I work from my house. So
Yeah.
But like going back to the Walmart story, I'm like, I just want to know why he feels the need to buy so much
Like,
milk. I want to know what it's for. That was my big thing. I'm like, I want to know what this dude's story
if
is.
I was, because I almost hit a fucking old woman yesterday. I'm not joking. Like, I'm just perpetually angry. By our fourth store, it was a Publix. That was our last stop before we were going home. Because mom went to an Aldi before she got after she dropped me off from work, because it was Good Friday yesterday, so they had off. Nothing there. She got like all the other stuff, like some of the other stuff we needed. She's like, do you mind, like do you have your mask? Do you mind going to Walmart so we can get like this stuff? I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. We go, nothing at Walmart. I grab like the 3 things I need. We go to a different Aldi. We legit walk into the Aldi, go to their flour aisle. Their pallet is wiped clean. There's maybe half of the sugar pallet left. And I'm like, I'm going to murder someone. An old lady gave me the like weirdest look, and I'm like, listen, I'm liable to murder right now. Like, done. We
That's why you're naming our Facebook chats most likely to murder.
Yeah, exactly. And we walked out of the store and back to our car. We're like, okay, how many more stores do we want to do? It's like 1 or 2. She's like, okay, we'll go to the Publix by the house. Because we have like 2 near us. So we went to the one. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm getting chicken tenders. Because Publix chicken tenders are like a thing. Like, if you're from Florida, you understand. Thankfully, they were on sale this week. So I got them for like $2
Nice.
cheaper. So I went there and I got in line, 6 feet away from like 40 people because everyone's getting like their stock up stuff. Which, you know what? That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, 2 pounds of chicken tenders. Like, and I tell the guy, and mom comes back just shaking her head. I'm like, I'm gonna murder someone. I just need flour. And then she sees one of the teachers that works at her school, so we went over and talked to her. But instead of like just normally I'll get like a half a pound of chicken tenders, which is like, okay, I'll have one, mom will have one, James will have one when he gets home, and then like there's like an extra one or two.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 pounds of chicken tenders because I'm like, you know what, fuck this. So we had chicken tenders for dinner last night.
Nice.
On the front
Gosh.
of, besides quarantine making you slowly go insane, what are some things you're trying to do to make sure that's not happening?
Trying to make sure that I get outside, whether it's just like on my back patio or just standing out on my porch. Because like yesterday after I got off work, I'm like, it's nice outside, so I put on like my bikini and I just laid out in the sun. Because like I'm not gonna be around people. I just need sunshine. Because otherwise my body is just slowly
Yeah.
dying. But even just like walking to the front, like to the bench that's like down the street a little bit from my house and just sitting there and getting some fresh air is nice. Sometimes I'll actually go out post meeting with
Oh,
my
that's fun.
dad because that's since my dad's a substitute
Ooh.
teacher and he works for he does the financials for a private
Yeah.
school out in Irving. And he still does the financial stuff. Thankfully, they're still allowing him to do that job from home. But the other 2 days that he's usually working as a substitute teacher, those are gone. So he's been out doing Postmates. And if it's like after I get off work, like I'll go out with him and it'll be like a couple hours and we'll just go around and do that. So that's been nice just to get out of the house, even though I'm just sitting in the car the
Yeah, but
entire
you guys are
time.
sitting there relaxing, listening to music, having like a nice time, the two of you. So you're not going to go insane from
Exactly.
that. And at least that's something like
Yeah.
everyone is doing that right now is either Postmating or Uber eating or just ordering it in general because they don't want to go do stuff. If he
Yeah,
feels like it, he could see
exactly.
if he could do Instacart or something like that too.
We actually don't have
I'm
Instacart
sorry,
here.
what?
Yeah, we because we checked that. Instacart is in Dallas proper, but because we live out in Prosper,
Yeah.
it's not out here. So
That's
he's like, but Postmates out here is finally doing like the Walgreens and the
oh, okay. So
CVS's
they're
and stuff
doing like
like
kind of
that.
stuff like that. Okay, that's fine
Yeah.
then. That's so weird to me. Okay.
Yes.
Again, South Florida. So it's like when someone, I think we mentioned it in the group in when we were on a call earlier this week. I mentioned it, and I think it was Joe who went, "What's that?" And I'm like, "How do you not know what Instacart is?"
How do you not know what this
Oh,
national
right. I'm
thing
in a
is?
large area of fuckery that is South Florida, close enough to the beaches.
Yeah. So what are you doing to help yourself not go insane during
I
quarantine?
See, that's the thing. It's like I still leave my house, so I'm not as bad off as some people like with like the cooped upness. But for me,
Mm-hmm.
it's the anxiety of everything. Like when it was starting to get really bad, I physically couldn't listen to the news because not
Mm-hmm.
only like the summer we work with the camping industry, so if that doesn't happen,
Right.
there's a whole chunk of money that's not there, which I may not have a job for. And mom doesn't work over summer,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just my brother. So it's like, okay, cool. That means I'm gonna have to go work at a grocery store if that's the fucking case. And well, thankfully,
Oh.
like I have multiple stores near me that I know they're doing
Mm-hmm.
what they need to, and like I know workers inside of them, like not personally, but like we're over there enough to where it's like we're friendly.
Right.
And it's an okay neighborhood to where people, like, my neighborhood, the majority of people are actually doing what they're supposed to, which I like. Oh, I just remembered one of my pet peeves. I will go into that later. Um, so it's like I'm doing that. Like this weekend, I've kind of designated like we have at least enough flour for me to make one loaf of bread. So I'm gonna make the dough for that later. And then I have like my anxiety's not been great. So I'm like, I need to clean my room. So
Mhm.
I was in anxiety to clean my room last night, but I just sat up till like 4 a.m. crying. So
Aww.
so I'm gonna clean my room today and then I'm gonna rearrange my room because my room's been how it is for a while now and I'm like over it. And for me, it's
Yeah.
hard. Like, I can't push my bed into many different areas because I have drawers on every side of me. So I need to get into
Yeah.
said drawers. But I finally figured out kind of how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to have more room for activities. And by activities, I mean pacing in the middle of the night. Or just like listening to music and pacing. But the other issue is I have fair stuff just everywhere still. Because I have not had time to go through everything, like polish and wash and clean everything that needs to be cleaned. So that's also
Yeah.
part of cleaning my room because it's like I'm looking at 3 or 4 different bags just sitting on my bed, like in the surrounding area. That's like, okay, that's fair stuff. That's fair stuff. That's fair stuff. That's a whole bunch of makeup that I need to figure out my area with. That's that. I'm like, oh god, there's so much straight up trash in my room. It's like I don't have these
Mhm.
piles. It's like, oh wow, there's just random clothes or this or that I need to get rid of. So I'm gonna do that the next 2 days. I'm also gonna do like an art project with my drawers because they're just white. So you know that TikTok trend where everyone's just been like taping random geometric shapes and then painting. I'm
Oh
gonna do
yeah.
that. So we're gonna take the fixture, like the handle, off the drawer, and then we're gonna do the tape. And then we have extra spray paint from con last year, so we're just gonna spray paint them
Mhm.
so that I don't have to
Ooh,
go.
that sounds like fun. You'll have to send me
Yes, I
pictures of
will.
that.
And we're only doing it on one side because the other side of the doors are going to be to the wall that no one's gonna see.
Mhm.
So 2 drawers.
Right.
So to do that, I think right now the thing that I'm doing the most often is just playing Animal Crossing. Like I'm not even joking. Like just play Animal Crossing. I think the other thing that has been nice lately is like since we're doing the Marvel movies, it's something like okay, cool.
Mhm.
I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna spend 2 hours watching a movie that I like or love, and just talking to you guys about it, and just being the dumbest fucking human
Yeah.
beings on earth.
Yeah, that's one thing that we should explain. I have not seen a majority of the Marvel movies, so the guys and Laura have decided to give me a Marvel education, and so we are watching all of the Marvel movies in chronological order. So we've done so far Captain America: First Avenger, Captain Marvel, Iron Man 1 and 2. And we watched like a little snippet thing of The Incredible
none of
Hulk
us
because
none of
Monica
us
bought a
wanted to sit
watching
through it,
that.
and people who have will understand why. Um, we don't want to spend 2 hours of our lives and Megan's life to rewatch it, so we just did like the basic synopsis because it's like, what the fuck is the Hulk? It's like, okay, here's what the Hulk is. It's like, okay, cool, move on. So our next movie is Thor, and then it's the first Avengers
Yes.
movie.
Which we need to which we need to ask Matt what his schedule is for next
Yeah, I
week
figured we
so we can
would figure
plan that
that out
out.
later and then plan 1 or 2 days next week.
Yeah, because Matt, oh my gosh, Matt got on game night last night and he
Drunk.
was, no, he just got off work and there was shit that
Oh,
happened at work. So he was a little bit in rare
he was
form
in
last
anger mat
night.
form. Got it.
Yeah, just a little bit, but it was
Just a
fun.
little bit, but it was kind of
Um,
funny.
oh my gosh. So, um, the Walmart near me has now like blocked off one side of the
Oh,
doors for
mine has
entrance
too.
and one side for exit. It's so weird because like before yesterday, the last time I went into Walmart, like, you know, they had that, but they weren't enforcing like the 6 feet social distance from the person in front of you. So I just like walked in, got my stuff, walked out. But yesterday, like they actually had us stop outside the doors and wait for whoever was grabbing their cart to go in. And then they let the person in front of us go, and then they finally let us in. I'm like, it's weird, but I understand why they're doing it. But it's like, we're all going to be in the same aisles anyway.
Well, it's
What's the
also to
point
the
in
point,
trying
like my store, they were counting people as they went in. So it's like my mom and I were walking up. It's like, okay, we can have 4 more people in the store. And it's like, okay, calm the fuck down. Like there was just
Yeah, they were doing that with mine
there
too.
was
Like they
still the
actually had them
normal
like on
amount
a
of people
tally
in the
pad. I'm like,
fucking store that are always there on like a Friday at 3 o'clock. And I'm like, why are
yeah,
you counting? Like every aisle is full of someone.
right. Oh my gosh, I have a why Texas is going to be a part of the
Oh, yay.
apocalypse story. So my mom was telling me yesterday that our Governor Abbott, is going to write an executive order to start slowly reopening
Is
businesses
gun store one of
in
the first ones?
Texas.
Oh my god,
As
please. Please tell me. Oh, do I have a feeling?
I don't
Okay.
I don't know, probably, but he's slowly reopening stores as long as they adhere to the CDC guidelines. I'm like, CDC guidelines right now or keep everything fucking
Well,
closed. We don't need it unless it's essential. But he's like, yeah, we're gonna start reopening businesses, and I'm like, no, that's no, just no, not
that's
a good
not a
idea.
very good idea because like even like our governor, I fucking hate him. He's done some things right and very many things wrong. So he like thankfully he's not doing that yet down here because the majority of Florida's economy is tourism. So it's like Disney's closed
Mhm.
and Universal's closed and all of those things are closed. And
Right.
the cruise ships are closed, so all of Miami's like fucked. And it's like all these small businesses that are down there are fucked. And he hasn't started doing that yet. But I like every week we've been trying because we're still fortunate to all of us have jobs, all of us are getting paid. So we're always like,
Mhm.
okay, we're good what we need. Like, okay, like this week it's like, okay, we're good on rent. Okay, cool, great. Where are we eating at? That's like a small local business that needs people right now. And it's
Oh,
like,
that's
I'll do
good.
that. So it's like last week, it's not like a small business by any means, but like the Texas Roadhouse down here, it's like an independently owned one. And they're doing takeout and stuff like that and
Mhm.
still keeping all of their people employed. So it's like I'm trying to support those types of people. Like I saw on the news yesterday, it was like a guy who we're trying just to make enough money so that everyone is getting paid and the bills are being paid. That's it. Like they have not fired a single
Yeah.
one of their like 10 or 15 employees.
That's awesome. That businesses that will do that are amazing because
Yep.
they're actually thinking about their employees rather than just the bottom dollar.
Everything else
Unlike, most businesses that
or all
like
of their
fired half of
employees.
their employees when this or all of them. Oh my gosh, I am so
I
ready
think
for
everyone
quarantine to
is.
be over.
And I think that what some people don't understand is it's not going to go back to what our normal was. It's going to have to be a new normal because they need to open it back
Hmm.
up in phases. It's going to go back to that
Yeah.
10-person gathering and then if everything's kind of still stable, it'll go back to the 50 people and then it'll go back to just social distancing and then it'll maybe expand out again. But it's going to take a bit and like people are expecting like an overnight thing and that's not how that happens. That's not.
Yeah, because unfortunately our government has made it more evident that they just want a big
Mm-hmm.
economic opening. with everything and everything to go back to normal. It's like, no, that's not
it's not how it's gonna work, especially
things
with
are gonna work
everyone filing for
anymore.
unemployment.
Yeah, exactly. There's like over 12 million
Yeah,
people that have filed for
something like that.
unemployment in the last 2
Half
weeks.
of that's probably just from
which
Florida
is
alone.
Crazy.
Because Disney
Yeah.
and I think Universal also, I'm not positive, they furloughed everyone. So they have the power to do unemployment. Yeah, it's a lot of people.
Gosh.
But
Well,
on a kind of different topic, but obviously the same topic, my pet peeve is people who have masks and gloves on touching everything. Because they don't fucking understand cross-contamination. And we were walking out of Walmart yesterday, and there was this lady who had a mask and gloves on. She was touching her mask with the gloves, touching her hair, touching her face. And I looked over at my mom and I'm like, why is the world so stupid? Like, I get it. Not everyone's taught cross-contamination with gloves. But it should be common sense to not touch your hair and your face in gloves that you're touching the outside world in.
Right.
And I'm just like, calm the fuck down. Stop. You don't need gloves. If you don't touch your face and you hand sanitize and you wash your hands immediately, you're fine.
Exactly.
Like, you can live that way. It'll be fine. And then I had a random lady give me a dirty look because we made cloth masks and we have certain types of fabric in this house. Mm-hmm. We have fabric I use to make ears. So there's some Disney ones. We have some neutral color fabric, but then we have Halloween fabrics. So my mask has skulls and roses on one side and just awesome. Gray on the other. So a lady just gave me a look and I'm like, what? You're the one who doesn't even have a mask on currently, fam.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And I'm petty like that. I'm so fucking petty. I think the other issue I'm having with everyone, it's like, everyone's like, oh, doctors and nurses, it's like, they're doing a great fucking thing. They're doing all this. Mm-hmm. But they're only saying the words doctors and nurses, and there's so many other people in those fucking hospitals doing so much. Exactly. Because doctors and nurses don't count under, like, respiratory people and clerical people that are still there doing everything, and administrative people that are still there and doing everything. All the janitors, everyone doing all that.
Exactly. They're the unsung heroes in all of this.
And then I have another issue of it is no one's mentioning death workers in all this. Mm-hmm. And I know they're trying not to not scare people. But as someone who has a brother and a sibling, go to work and they can't get masks because they're back-ordered everywhere and they can't do their job correctly. Mm. And like right now, 3 of them have gotten tested and they're waiting on results because they've had 3 cases.
Oh my gosh.
And then on top of that, it's like, it could still be a case. So it's like they had a case to where it's like that person didn't have it, but someone in their family did. So it was like everyone could have been asymptomatic that came in for that. And it's just, it irks me when people don't understand that. And it's like, oh no, they're fine. It's like, no, because they can't get masks. They can't get PPEs right now. And oh my God, my mom told me yesterday that she saw a person in a full PPE at the fucking store. So apparently got disconnected. My rant after this was how people are talking about death workers and all the things they're going through. I just ranted for probably a solid 3 minutes. I'm not going to rant again. So be nice to your death care workers. The end.
Yes. Be appreciative of
the end. Everyone.
The end. But be appreciative of all the sung and unsung heroes during this quarantine.
Especially grocery store workers. I feel so bad for them.
Yes. I saw a thing that's like, after this, we're all going to really appreciate the grocery store workers or the Uber Eats or the Postmates and not complain when they want the grocery store workers want $15 an hour.
Well, and then it's like on top of that, it's like all the restaurants that still are open tip 20% regardless. It's like
Yes,
we tipped above that last week when we got Texas Roadhouse, and the waiter who brought the stuff to the car was like, "Oh my god, really?" It's like, "Yeah, that's for you guys, for you and everyone." They're like, "Oh my god, thank you." Because they're not either they're not getting tipped at all or they're barely getting tipped.
exactly. It's like we
Being
understand that everyone is having a hard time with finances, but it's like those that are still out and still working are really, they're
they're the
not
most at
getting
risk.
exactly. They're not really being taken care of as well unless they have like a really good management. But yeah, just be appreciative of the sung and the unsung heroes during this time.
Yep, be appreciative and then realize that this too shall pass.
Yes.
It'll get better if everyone does what they're supposed to, we can go back to a kind of normal
Hmm.
and the world can be better. And next month we will be cheerier. It's just Megan and I, one, couldn't think of a topic, and two, this is the easiest thing.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, this too shall pass. It'll pass like a kidney stone, but it'll pass.
Or a very bad period. L-
Yes,
Listen,
that as
I'm
well.
still doing work bad.
Oh my gosh. But I think that's going to wrap it up for Tea and Twits for this month. Thank you so much for sticking around and for listening to us ramble this month. Like we said, next month we're going to be back with a topic and it'll be great. So until then, stay safe, guys. Stay home if you can. Don't go out. All right. Goodbye.
Bye.